Alrighty, what's up everybody? Peter Gilmore here for another video on your Friday evening, Friday night, wherever you may be. But video number 1 of 2, so 2 for your Friday, so a double header on Friday night. But, so, stay with me later on tonight on my Killer Demons channel, the main channel, for your SmackDown Rampage review later tonight, probably around midnight or so, but we'll see what happens with that. But thank you all for watching video number 1 on the former home of the Gilmore Chronicles, now known as the Shadows Lair. I'd like to welcome you once again inside the Shadows Lair. This is episode number 44 of the Shadows Lair series. Thank you all for watching. My name is Peter Gilmore, your tribal god of extreme, one sexy beast. That's all I gotta say about that. But thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video. Stick that thumb straight up the you-know-what. And subscribe to this channel and all my other channels, which are down there in my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. And as always, share the video all over the internet. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. So follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And hit that bell. Please hit that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss a goddamn thing. And if you do, well, fuck you, man. And that's pretty much it. If it's your first time watching, welcome to the party, pal! And I hope you enjoy the ride. And if not, then you can hop off my dick and hop off the train. And that's pretty much it. We'll just throw you off the train. It is what it is. And that's all I gotta say about that. To all the new subs, I got a couple of subs the last couple of days. Some of them are fake, well, we all know who they are. The fake army of assholes with no brain, smoke cock, deflated balls, think they're tough, they're not. But thank you for the free view and free sub. This makes my sub count go up a little bit more. We're close to 450 subs on my rant channel. Hopefully we'll get there. Real or unreal sub, doesn't matter. 450 is a pretty round number. We'll get there. We're at 280 right here on the Shadows Lair. Hopefully we can build that up again and get up to 300 subs. But we'll see what happens. I take it as I come. I'm not all about subs around here anymore. But I don't care if I get 1 sub or I get 1,000 subs in a day. You know, but I don't sub bot like other people do. But it is what it is. And that's all I gotta say about that. So if it's your first time watching and you're real or unreal, thank you for the sub and I hope you enjoy the ride. And if not, then like I said, hop off. But welcome to the party, pal! We got drinks at the bar. You can drink whatever you want. But you gotta... Some of you have to pay. Others, you can have free drinks on me. But I digress. Let me move on. Alright, hope you had a great Friday, ladies and gentlemen. It is cold as balls in New York City. And if you live in Buffalo, you ain't coming out of your house for at least 3 months. It is snowing up in Buffalo like crazy. 6 feet of snow they're about to get. 60 inches of snow. That's crazy. In the span of this whole weekend. So that Buffalo Bill game ain't happening this weekend. I don't know if they're going to play it or they're going to go to a neutral site. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with the Buffalo Bill game. Because obviously they can't play in Buffalo. I mean, they got 6 feet of snow in that stadium. That's what sucks with living around the lake effect snow area. And it's a bad time of month. You know, it's right near Thanksgiving. That's even worse. But usually, upstate New York, the winter season starts in, like, October. So, I mean, I used to live upstate. I used to live in Rome, New York for, like, a month and a half. And then I said, I'm not staying here for the fucking winter. I left the week after Labor Day back in 2007. And then I came home. Because then me and my ex, I'm not going to tell the story, but some of you might know it, some of you might not. I'm not going to go tell that story right now because I got other things to do. But I did live upstate for a while, and thankfully I did not live through those winters. Because they have bad winters upstate. Really bad sometimes. 3, 4, now 6 feet of snow. Ew. No, spank you, please. I'm not showing 6 feet of snow. My back and my arms can't take that. Bad enough I gotta, carry the heavy lifting. If you know what I mean. But anyway, that's later. Anyway, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video. And on episode 44 of The Shadows Lair, I'm here to give you my 2022 AEW Full Gear 4 predictions. Full Gear 4 is tomorrow night live from the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. Should be a great show. We got 10 stacked matches on the main show. We do have a pre-show, which I think starts at 7:30. I mean, it's only one match so far on the pre-show. But we shall see what happens with that. And we'll move on from there. Alright, so I'm going to make this, do this video pretty quickly, because SmackDown's going on in about 20 minutes, and I got other things to do. Alright, so we're going to start with the pre-show, 0 hour on YouTube, on the AEW YouTube page. So, tonight we got Ricky Starks and Lance Archer going at it in the first round of the Full Gear tournament. This match should have really, been on Dynamite this past Wednesday, but they're doing it tonight on Live Rampage. The winner of this faces Brian Cage, the Machine, in the semifinals on the right side bracket. We already know Ethan Page is in the finals. He's just waiting to see who wins between Brian Cage, Lance Archer, or Ricky Starks, which should have been a triple threat match tomorrow night. Tony! But I digress on that. So, I think tonight, Ricky Starks will beat Lance Archer, and we'll see the return of Jake Roberts! Because now he's off oxygen, he's doing pretty damn good. That's a great sign. We can't lose Jake the Snake just yet. But, see what happens with that. That's going to be a pretty brutal match. But I think Ricky Starks is going to win. And then he goes on to the pre-show tomorrow night. Takes on the Machine, Brian Cage, who's going to have Prince Nana, my good friend of the Embassy. We might see the Gates of Agony there as well. And that's pretty much it. We'll see that. Maybe Ricky Starks comes out with Hook. I don't know. But in any event, I think it's going to be Brian Cage and Ricky Starks in the semifinals. The winner faces Ethan Page on Dynamite this Wednesday night. And we'll see what happens with that. But I'm going to go with Ricky Starks to win tonight and tomorrow. So he's going to have a 2-for-1 special in New Jersey this weekend. And he's going to go on to the finals on Dynamite to face Ethan Page. And I think he will win on Wednesday night, become the new #1 contender for the AEW World title. He'll either face Moxley or MJF. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. Let me move on. So, Ricky Starks to pin Lance Archer and Brian Cage. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. Alright, let's get to the main show. We're gonna go from bottom to top. I'm gonna take the big matches and put them last, as usual. So, we're gonna start off with the triple threat match for the TNT title. We got the champion, Wardlow, taking on Samoa Joe, the Ring of Honor television champion. And also taking on Powerhouse Will Hobbs, supposedly of the firm. Though he's not really in the firm, but he's just there. This should be a big, beefy men slapping meat match. You gotta love that kind of match. I'm gonna go with Wardlow to retain. I just can't see Samoa Joe holding 2 belts, and then what are you gonna do with him? I mean, he's going to have to drop the Ring of Honor TV title, probably at Final Battle to I don't know who. Then again, they could just give it to Powerhouse Hobbs, but I don't think they will. So I'm going to go with Wardlow to retain and continue on as TNT champion, probably through December. Then maybe defend the belt at either New Year's Smash or on Battle of the Belts 5 coming up in January the 7th. We'll have to see what happens with that. But I'm going to go with Wardlow to retain. We'll move on from there. Alright, then we got a steel cage, brother. We got Luchasaurus with Christian at his side. He takes on Jungle Man Jack Perry. And this should be the final match in their little feud. Well, their feud, because, you know, still Jack Perry and Christian gotta finish their feud when Christian's elbow arm thing heals up, which probably won't be till maybe Revolution. We'll have to see what happens with that. But this match is gonna be brutal. I don't think there'll be any blood. I doubt it. I think the only blood we'll see is probably Moxley and MJF. But we'll see what happens with that. But I'm going to go with Jungle Man Jack Perry to beat Luchasaurus in the cage. And just put an end to their side of the feud. And then later on, Jungle Man Jack will face Christian when he's 100% and cleared. They might fight in the cage, or it might be a loser leaves AEW match. I don't know. But we'll see what happens with that. So, Jungle Man Jack Perry will win. Alright, then we got a tag team match player with a bunch of old farts and one young guy. So, we have Jay Lethal Black Machismo. Ooh, yeah, dig it. He teams up with his good buddy, Double J, J-E-double-F, J-A-R-R-E-double-T. That's Jeff Jarrett. The last outlaw, Jeff Jarrett, making his in-ring debut for AEW. They take on the Man Called Sting and Darby Allin. Should be a pretty match. I have a feeling that Sting's going to take a guitar shot to the head. No sell it. Ah! And then really beat the living crap out of Jeff Jarrett. I think they're going to get the win. I think Darby will pick up the victory. Probably hitting the coffin drop on Jeff Jarrett. But, yeah, I think Jarrett's just there for the money. Because maybe he has to pay child support to Karen Jarrett. I don't know. Who knows? But that's it. So I'm going to go with Sting and Darby to pick up the victory. That's all I got to say about that. Should be a boring as fuck match. Alright, then we get to the ladies. And, well, there's 6 women in these matches. 5 of them are hot. I want to fuck in the ass. Not Nyla Rose. You think that? I'm going to smack the fucking shit out of you. I like Nyla, but not like that, which we all know what she is. And I don't swing that way. But anyway, alright, first women's match on the docket. We got the return of Paige Saraya Knight, whatever you want to call her. She takes on our good friend, say it with me now, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Baby! This should be a pretty damn good match. Saraya, her first in-ring match since 2015, you know, the night that, you know, her neck got snapped and, you know, not Sasha's fault, of course, but she might have some ring rust, you know, the last couple weeks. She has been physical with Britt. She did hit Rampage on Britt, and I think on Rebel as well. So, she can hit the Rampage, but even though she's not going to call it Rampage anymore, I don't think. Probably have to call it some other weird move, weird name move, whatever. But it should be a pretty good match. You know, Britt being the pillar of the women's division, Saraya trying to coming in to make it her house. And Britt's like, no, you ain't coming in my house to take my throne. So it should be a good match, but I'm thinking Saraya is going to take the throne from Britt Baker, baby. Get her first win in AEW, and first win in like 6 years. But, yeah. So I'm going to go with Paige to get the win, and then we'll see what happens with her as we move on through the month of December. Possibly could get a TBS or AEW Women's Championship match in the future. I'd love to see her win the title again, but we'll have to see what happens with that. And we move on. Alright, then we go for the TBS Championship. We have the self-proclaimed TBS Champion, the Native Beast, Nyla Rose, with Excuse me! Vicky Guerrero and Marina Shafir at her side. She takes on that bitch show, Jade Cargill. One nice hot piece of ass. She can stomp on me any day. But I digress on that. She'll have the baddies, Kiera Hogan, a woman on fire. Well, now, we're not even on fire, unless you want to call it Blue Fire. But anyway, you got Kiera Hogan and Layla Gray at her side. It's probably going to be one big clusterfuck of a match. All all of them are going to get involved somehow. But I think in the end, Jade is going to get the TBS Championship outright, continue her undefeated streak at, I think, 42 or 43-0. I just don't see anybody beating her right now. Unless it's going to be Paige. That's the only person I can think of right now that can possibly beat Jade. People think it's Sasha. I highly doubt it. I think Sasha's going to Stardom to face Kairi. Or at least maybe on that IWGP Women's Championship show. And then we could see Kairi versus Sasha in Japan on Wrestle Kingdom 17, because the Women's Championship will be defended at Wrestle Kingdom 17 for the first time ever. And I like it. Thank you, Mr. Obari-san. Thank you very much. We have sushi after. No, well, but I digress. So yeah, probably see Sasha probably on that Japan show. I just don't think she'll be in her hometown of Boston for Survivor Series. It's just too obvious. And I don't think, I think if I was Hunter and Stephanie, hi Steph, I wouldn't make it so obvious that Sasha will be probably the fifth partner for Team Bianca. Or it just comes out during the Ronda Rousey Shotzi match or some shit like that. But, we'll have to see what happens with that next week. That's it. Alright, so Jade Cargill's gonna retain the TBS Championship. And that's it. Then for the AEW Women's Championship, we got Toni Storm and Jamie Hayter. That should be pretty damn good. I'm gonna go with Jamie Hayter to pick up the victory. I'm not believing in Toni Storm's reign as interim champion. That shouldn't even be interim, because there's a story going out that Tony Khan wants to strip Thunder Rosa, not like that, although he wishes he did, of the her AEW Women's Championship, and just having Toni Storm and Jamie Hayter be the official AEW Women's Champion. I think it's a good idea. And if Thunder Rosa don't like it, she can go back to freaking Mexico. Or go back to the Indies, or do her Mission Pro Wrestling stuff with Holodead. Bring back the Twisted Sisters, But we'll see what happens with that. But I'm going to go with Jamie Hayter to pick up the victory, and that's it. All right, for the Ring of Honor World title, or the Ring of Jericho title. Let me just check my time here. Oh, we're good. All right, so for the Ring of Jericho Championship, we got the Wizard, the Painmaker, the Ocho, Chris Jericho defending against two members of the Blackpool Cuckold Club. We got Claudio Castagnoli, the former Ring of Honor champion, taking on also with another former Ring of Honor champion and former Ring of Honor Pure champion, Bryan Danielson. Yes! As they also take on the fourth member of this match, the Spanish God, Sammy Guevara. So this should be a pretty good match. Claudio won on Wednesday. He pinned Jericho with basically his own move, even though he had the bat in his hand too. I don't see Claudio winning, maybe until Final Battle, because he hasn't had a one-on-one rematch with Jericho. Yeah, because this doesn't count. Fatal 4-Ways don't count. It has to be one-on-one. So I can see Jericho, Claudio at Final Battle. Claudio probably get it back for the second time. And then who knows who he loses that to. I'm hoping Adam Cole, but we'll see. I don't think Bryan Danielson's going to win. I just don't. He hasn't held a belt in like 15 years. So I just don't think he's going to win. So I'm going to go with the obvious choice, Chris Jericho, to pick up the victory. Remain the Ocho, remain the leader of the Jericho Appreciation Society. Sammy may take the pin. They might do like a finger poke of doom thing, but I don't think they will. But I think Sammy's not going to just like, hey, I'm not going to lay down for you there, Chris. My boy and everything, but I'm not laying down for you, dude. I want that belt. So we'll see what happens with that. So I'm going to go with Jericho. They get the win. I think he'll probably pin Claudio. Or he'll just steal the pin from like Danielson or something like that. But we'll see what happens with that. And we move on. Alright, then we go to the tag team titles. You have the Acclaimed Anthony Bowens and Max Caster with Daddy Ass. Billy Gunn, Sesame Daddy Ass. And if you ladies are out there, because you know, I have ladies watching, especially Rosa, which I'll do to her later. Scissor me, mommy ass! And then you can suck my dick. But I digress. Alright, so the Acclaim, we take on and defend the titles against Swerve and Our Glory, Keith Lee! And you know whose cousin, Swerve Strickland. Should be a pretty good match. I'm going to go with the Acclaim to win, even though Anthony Bowens is hurt right now with his shoulder. He was in a sling on Twitter. So I don't know how that's going to work out. I really don't want to see Swerve just win because of Anthony Bowens' injury. So I think Anthony Bowens is going to somehow work through the injury, or Billy Gunn takes his place. I don't know what's going to happen. But I do see Swerve maybe turning on Keith Lee. But I just can't see Swerve and Our Glory winning the belts for the second time. I just don't. Unless they're doing Swerve and Our Glory against FTR. But, well, I mean, we'll have to see what happens with that when we get to that. But I'm going to go with the Acclaim to retain. Excuse me. And that's pretty much it. Alright. I gotta finish this up because we're 7 minutes away from SmackDown, which is going to be a great show. And we'll see what happens with that. Alright, there we go to the... Basically, I think that's going to be the show stealers of the night. So, we're going to go to the 6-man tag team match for the Trios Championship. We got the champs, Death Triangle, that bastard Pac, Pentagon, like the prophecy in the Armada, Zero Miedo, and his brother Rey Fenix, with Alex Abrahantes at ringside. They take on the elite of Kenny, Black God Omega, and the Young Bucks, or soon to be the Wayward Sons. That's a stupid name. So Kenny and the Bucks return after a 2-month hiatus with the whole media scrum and the suspension and the whole fucking shit with CM Punk. Or as I like to call him, CM Punk bitch. But I digress on that. So, so the Elite's return. Obviously, I think the Elite will win the match and get the belts back that they really never lost. They just vacated it because of the whole media scrum. So they're going to get it back from Death Triangle. It's going to be a one banger of a match. And I'm going to go with the Elite to pick up the victory, get the belts back. I hope they're at the media scrum for full gear, but then again, you don't want another one of those. It'll be very interesting if they are there. So I have to see tomorrow night at whenever the pay-per-view ends. Because I think Denise Salcedo and Wrestling Inc. and other people will be at the media scrum. So that should be very interesting on YouTube tomorrow night. At like 12:30, 1 o'clock, whenever the goddamn pay-per-view ends. But you know how Tony is. He likes to have 4.5, 5-hour pay-per-views. Especially that one should not be a 5-hour pay-per-view. It's not even a big pay-per-view. It's the last one of the year, and there's no hype for it. Go figure that one out. I don't know. So we'll move on. Alright, then we get to the main event. I think might be the main event. Then again, we have the Elite at the main event, but I think this is going to be the main event for the AEW World Heavyweight title. So we got MJF cashing in his casino ladder poker chip. Basically, the Money in the Bank briefcase, whatever you want to call it, the chip. So MJF is going to take on the champion, Jon Moxley. This is going to be one hell of a match. MJF wants to do this clean. He wants to win it clean. Do you think he's going to win it clean? I doubt it. But he's not going to use the Dynamite ring. That's a lie, because I bet you he will use it. The firm will probably get involved somehow. There's rumors that Miss Regal is going to get involved. Turn on Moxley. Join up with MJF. He's going to knock freaking Moxley silly with those brass knucks. So bye-bye Blackpool Cuckold Club. But then again, we never know with Mr. Sunshine and Regal. Right, Regal? Regal, come here. You summon Sunshine? Oh, right. War Games! That's next week, Regal. Oh, okay. Go have your tea and crumpets with the Queen. Would you like, is that the tart in your tea? Make sure that's tea, not pee. You never know. Jericho might be watching, jizzing and pissing in Mr. Rico's tea. But we'll see what happens with that. And we move on. This should be one bagger of a match. It's too close to call. People saying Moxley's going to win because it's not MJF's time yet. And maybe MJF will win probably sometime in December or maybe in January. Or maybe at Revolution. I don't know. But I'm going to go with MJF to win. I just have a feeling that MJF is going to win by hook or by crook. And get the belt. Everybody's going to go nuts. He starts his reign as champ. Probably for a year. Then, if he... Some people saying he hasn't signed a contract extension with AEW. Then some people say he signed a 3-year deal. I don't know. He might use the belt for leverage when 2024 comes. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens with that. But in any event, I'm going to go with MJF to win the belt and start a humongous reign as champ. But we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so how much time? Well, I got pretty much time. Oh, we got 2 minutes away. Alright, so 2-minute warning. I'm going to go into these predictions once again. So on the pre-show, I got Brian Cage to take on Ricky Starks, who's going to win tonight over Lance Archer. So I got Ricky Starks to win that and beat Brian Cage tomorrow to go on to the finals to face Ethan Page on Dynamite. We'll get that. On the main show, I got Wardlow to retain the TNT title over Samoa Joe and Powerhouse Hobbs. I got the Elite to win back the Trios Championships over Death Triangle. I got Jungle Man Jack Perry to beat Luchasaurus in the cage. See what happens with that. I got Sting and Darby Allin to beat Jeff Jarrett, and Jay Lethal. I got Paige to beat Dr. Britt Baker, baby. Jade Cargill will retain her TBS Championship over the Native Beast Nyla Rose. I got Jamie Hayter to win the AEW Women's Championship over Toni Storm. I got the Acclaimed to retain the tag belts over Swerve and Our Glory. I got Chris Jericho to retain the Ring of Jericho Championship over Bryan Danielson and Claudio and Sammy Guevara. And in the main event, I got MJF to win the AEW World Heavyweight Championship from Jon Moxley. And that's pretty much it. So it should be a great show. I think it might be the best show all of the weekends because next weekend is Survivor Series War Games. We'll have to see how that's going to go. But I think Full Gear is going to be better than Survivor Series. But you never know. We'll have to see what happens. So that's it. Thank you all for watching. I'm Peter Gomez signing off. Peace out. Rock on and rock hard with your cookout. And if you're not down with that, you sanctimonious sons of bitches that don't mean shit to me and the Armada and the Prophecy. You don't mean shit to us because we got tiny cocks and no brain. And that's all I gotta say. So I'm out of here. SmackDown's on the air. So I will be live tweeting on for SmackDown. And that's pretty much it. So I'm out of here. Thanks for watching episode 44 of The Shadows Lair. And I will be back later tonight with my SmackDown Rampage review. But for now, I'm Peter Gomez signing off. If you're not down with that, we got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. Adios. Until next time. Bitches. Peace.